What really makes the perfect steak? Is it the cut or how you cook it? Today, we're putting it to the test. We've got select New York strip, choice ribeye, and top-tier prime New York strip. We're cooking all three different ways on an intense sear burner, classic grill, and flat top griddle. Same seasoning, same mid-rare finish. Let's find out what's truly worth your money in the chef's backyard today.
Hey, what's up everyone? We are in a different location today. We have the honor and privilege of working with Chef John Olarnik from the Chef's Backyard. Say that 5 times fast, huh?
Hey, that's me.
Thanks for having us today. What are we doing today?
Well, we're hanging out and we're gonna cook some steaks, but we'll talk about steaks. So I've known Steven for over 10 years. We've cooked together, worked together, done a lot of fun stuff, and it's super exciting to be in the kitchen with you again.
Yes. Now, you all know we love teaching. We're going to learn some stuff from Chef John today. Now, in the past, we've done steaks. However, today, we're going to learn the difference between select, choice, and prime. So, y'all ready to do this? Because I know I am.
I know I am. Ready to cook? Let's go.
All right. So, John, what do we have in front of us today?
We've got 3 different steaks, Steven.
We've talked about using the different grades of steak. You have your prime, you have your choice, and you have your select. Why do we bring all this up today? Because we want to show you exactly what it means for marbling.
So what's cool, so you can see the different marbling, the levels of marbling, right? The select here is the leanest. You've got some fat out here around the outside, but not a whole lot of intramuscular fat. Your choice right here in the spinalis on this ribeye, you've got actually some really good marbling. So this is nice and meaty, and I'm expecting that to be really good. To me, this is one of the best bites on the cow. Agreed. And then right here in the eye, this is the ribeye, I see some good marbling starting, but it doesn't compare to the marbling that we have on this prime New York strip. That New York strip is so well marbled. Look at that, guys. It has all of the intramuscular fat, and what that's going to do, fat equals flavor, but it also equates to tenderness. So we're going to cook all of these steaks a few different ways. We are going to cook them on the propane grill, and we're going to do it straight on the grill. We'll do it on a griddle, and we'll do it on the sear zone.
Now, question: when it comes to seasoning, what kind of seasonings do you use?
You know, that's up to you, but really the best kind of salt. You know, you start with salt. You can do pepper. Some people say pepper burns. And then there's, you know, garlic, and we'll do onion powder. So we'll do a simple kind of rub: salt, pepper, garlic, and onion.
So shall we do this?
Shall we do it? We shall.
All right.
Let's get in there.
So when it comes to seasoning, let's go with a little bit, or you can go with a lot. What do you think, Chef?
I kind of dig a heavy hand of salt to get started. It's going to help pull some of the moisture out, and then equal flavor, right? And then we can go pepper. That looks great, man. Have you done this before?
I've done this once or twice in my life. I learned a thing or two from watching videos online.
And then we'll do some garlic.
Now, what is it about garlic that just goes with beef so well?
It just adds all of that umami.
Uh-huh.
And depth of flavor.
And then onion powder? What's your take on that?
Onion powder just kicks it up. You know, you got a balanced allium there, and it'll add more flavor. You know, who doesn't like some nice sauteed onions on a steak, right?
Agreed. Now, if you all notice, we do have the different stickers, because we're spoiled like that, from our local grocery stores. And we just want you all to see what everything looks like. By the end of this video, you all will be professionals.
And that's the whole point of this YouTube channel, right?
Exactly. It's all about learning, having fun, cooking, and making good meals with people that are family and friends.
All right, so then I've got some seasoning over here on the board, right? So I want to pick that up on the side of the steaks.
That's a good call.
Make sure that we use all of that seasoning and get it in there.
We don't believe in bland steaks around here.
No way. All right, so let's fire up the grill. All right, guys, today we're using the Monument Grill's Eminence 605. This is a 6-burner grill. It's got the extra heavy top and the side sear burner. So let's get it lit and ready to cook. It's on? Nice. All right, guys, so we've got our grill. It's up to 559 degrees. That's going to be a little bit hotter because the temperature probe is right underneath this grill plate. And so that temperature right there is going to be a little bit hotter than what we have over here. And then we've got our sear zone roaring hot. All right, guys, so we've got these 3 different steaks. The USDA choice.
We got our prime.
And then we've got the select. All right, so because this is a thicker steak, I think we're going to go over here on the sear zone.
Okay.
And we'll get that right going. And then we've got our select, and we'll put that right on the griddle. That's the select. Got some good sizzle action going on all of these steaks. All right, this guy is ripping hot. I'm going to go ahead and give it a turn.
Go ahead.
That sear going. And we're going to have to finish it off over on the grill over there. So look at that, man. That's legit like 2.5 minutes. And we've already got like all of that great sear, but I don't think it's done yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our thermometer in, and you're aiming for the center. And then we're going to go ahead and put it over here. I've got this side turned to low. Inside of that steak, it's already 115 degrees, 117 degrees. So wow, it was a lot closer than I thought. We'll check the select. It's sitting at 135 degrees.
Ooh.
140. So let's turn it.
We're ready to flip it. Look at that.
And we're going to move it to another spot, right? Because this is already cooled off. So we want to move it over here so we get a fresh surface, right? And we'll do the same thing with this one. You got some nice sear marks there. Let's get in there and see what that temperature is doing. And we're sitting at 99 degrees, so that's good. Now, back here in the corner is going to be a little bit hotter than up here because you've got some shielding from the wind, and you've got a little more metal to catch and radiate that. Over here, we're saying that this steak is already at 126 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it up to the warming rack. So now our steaks are sitting at 91 degrees and 100 degrees. So we're showing an internal temperature of 126 on this one. This is the prime. So we'll go ahead and just give it a little, no, actually I want to move it because it's prime.
It'll carry over.
And we're now at 120 over here. So we've got all of our steaks. Check that out. We got a good Maillard reaction. So let's check out the steaks. This is your choice. This is your select.
Down just a hair.
This is the end result of all of our steaks. On our far left, we have your prime steak. And in the middle, you have your USDA choice, which we had on our high sear area. And then you also have your select on the far right. Notice the difference in cooking on all 3. Even though we're doing 3 different techniques, just look at the end result on each one. Now it's time to see the fruits of our labor.
You don't want to lose that. That's flavor. If you're plating it, you're going to cut this and you're going to pour that over the top. Okay?
Cut on the bias.
And this is a New York strip.
So I bet y'all are wondering, how did it come out? Well,
oh my goodness. So then the ribeye, you've got the eye and then you've got the spinalis, right? So let's go ahead and pull that off. You see how that comes apart? That's why sometimes you'll see a ribeye that's been tied so that you keep it all together, right? But this is the spinalis. Look how tender and springy that is.
That's great.
Check that. And then we've got the same thing going on right here. So this is the little fat. This is the little fat cap, right? It's a little fatty piece. This is the Scooby snacks for maybe your dogs or whatever. So if I was plating this in a restaurant, once I went ahead and sliced it, if we're doing a sliced kind of plate up presentation, then I would go ahead and top salt it as well. Let's go ahead and take that piece from the middle. Beautiful cook right there. And then this is the prime.
So as we get to the center of our steak, that's the cook that we have on it. Beautiful, perfect in our opinion. And it all just depends on how well you like it cooked, how medium rare, medium, or well done you like it. So we have 3 different cooks. Now we're at the point where we should probably try these.
Yeah, let's definitely try it. All right, so we've done all of this hard work, right? We went and we went to the store, we selected the steaks, right? Our pieces of meat, and then we seasoned it. We lit up the grill. We did the ritual of fire. We cooked them.
That's right.
And now it's time to eat, right?
Shall we? Well, let's start with our select with the least amount of fat. Flavor-wise, it's really good.
It's beefy.
It's actually pretty tender.
It is. It's moist, salty, really good.
For being a select steak, I think I have changed my opinion just a little bit.
You selected a good steak.
I guess it's time to move on to some medium. Lovely. Cheers.
So, wow.
Tender, juicy, definitely flavorful. We should try that little bit of spinalis because, of course, you got to go back for seconds because it's ribeye, you know?
Super high heat. So what that does is it cooks it really fast on the outside, and the water is trying to escape, so it goes up. And so whenever we flip it, it starts going back up. So it stays in the middle, and it stays moist and juicy.
I'm a big fan of that. Of course, ribeye. What else are you expecting out of that?
That is fantastic. And here comes the prime
Strip. Yes.
prime time, baby.
Yeah, let's do it.
Prime time. Definitely the most tender.
Yep. This has the most juice out of it. You're right. Very, very tender compared to the other two. But if you notice, with this, you can get a little bit of a thicker slice out of it, and you'll definitely still get that tenderness. With the select steak, I like to slice mine a little bit more thin, so that way it still kind of melts in your mouth, still falls apart. That's just what works for me.
Yeah. Honestly, all three of these steaks came out fantastic. But, you know, that's, you know, I've got almost 30 years in the kitchen. You've got 20 years in the kitchen. You're dealing with a couple of pros here. But we shared the secrets, right? The secrets are control your heat, season it well, don't overcook it.
3 simple tasks to make the perfect steak. Chef John, thank you so much for having us. It was a true honor to be a part of this, to play in the chef's backyard today. Not only did we get to taste some really good steaks, we also learned a few tips and tricks for everyone cooking at home. If you are going to do this, let us know how you like to make your steaks. And also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that way you can get more awesome videos from us.
We'll see you soon here at the Chef's Backyard. You're always welcome. Much love. Peace.
The little fat part for the dog, I was going to say, or feed it to my dad. He's old. Just put it right in his veins. He's old.